Hi, welcome. I'm Priscilla Batzell. This is Expressionist Fluid Art Studio Gallery's demonstrations and tutorials. Let's have some fun. Hi, so this is my painting from yesterday. It's dry now and I really liked it. It's inspired me quite a bit. And I'm going to try and go to the next size up. For me, that's a 12 by 16 before I hit a 16 by 20. And the way I started yesterday is the way I'm going to start again today. I'm going to use some water lily. And then because I have a bigger canvas, I'm going to try and put heftier stripes of color, because I'm going to still be trying to make them go all the way across, merged together on the way, and cover more ground. But I'm going to need quite a bit of paint. This is ginger flower. And that is a less, it's thinner, so it spreads more easily. I did not use any Groovy Guava yesterday, and I want to. I'm also going to use some Anita's White Metallic sooner than later, because I'd like to leave a resist. And it's liquidous, so it'll help spread the rest of the paint. Then there's Deco Art Americana 24 karat gold, which seems to be drying darker lately. I don't know what the deal is. I'm going to have to find something to lighten my mix. I'm thinking orange next. I didn't use any saffron yesterday, and I'm inclined to use some today. Right now, in fact. I don't have a lot left, and I used some art fluid to mix with it to make it go further, and it works great. I'm going to go ahead and use the orange crush as well. Sort of just randomly placing things. I haven't put any blue in, so when I do put the blue in, I'm going to try and avoid merging it too well readily with the orange. I want to use some Frozen. I didn't use that yesterday either. Just as well to change things up, I guess. I'm trying to avoid the orange, just like I said. And take advantage of the fact that there's magenta colored pinks. I used Perfect Indigo, and I'm going to do that again if I can get it open in time. Yes. I want to be a little careful close to the orange. All this just to set it up. What am I missing? Whispering Wisteria. I also didn't pull out the red violet, which is very similar. And if the white gives me the resist I'm hoping for, I might be able to add some yellow after. What have I got left? Dancing Fuchsia. I didn't use any of that yet. And I've been trying to be judicious with it because I mixed a super strong batch, and it is just that, super strong. And what am I going to do? I can use black after. I can't use black to start with, or I believe that it'll be less than conducive to what I have in mind. I want to use some yellow. Ah, there's the snap. No, that's Blue Flame. Blue Flame Snapdragon, not too different. I will pick up some of my colors and put them down in other places. but they're very pretty colors right now. And I'm hoping everything will be okay as I do what I did yesterday. I might use a different tool. Yesterday I used my large silicone brush. Today I have a silicone sponge with a long flappy edge. It's not that flappy, so I'm thinking it might be the perfect thing to use. I might also want to grab a paper towel because chances are good I'm going to have to use it to wipe off. So here goes nothing. I'm going to pick up some paint to start with. Alright, that did more squeegee than anything, so I don't want to do that again. But it's a cool look. And I will take my paint and put it back on the canvas. And live with my mistake. I'm going to take it right off that little edge too. Throw that in the bucket. Live and learn. Pretty sure it'll be okay in time. Just makes a unique area, which won't stay unique. Oh, there's something in my paint. Not sure what that is, but it's got to go. Now, any little gaps are the perfect place to add black or white, or color maybe. And I'm still just trying to fill in my gaps. I gotta straighten out my strokes. Coming at this at almost a diagonal occasionally. Let's move that around so we can see what's going on. These are Colourarte Colors, and they are quite nicely strong enough to resist being overwhelmed. Doesn't really seem like that first mistake is going to be much of a problem. And if you like the texture of canvas, it might not be a mistake at all. Now there's almost always a bunch of paint. I just need to find it in order to fill in on my edge. Push back. If I slow my roll, I can probably get better coverage. And I know I can use a texture tool if I want to. And add more paint. And I'm thinking that the black is definitely coming back into this equation. And so is the white. I ought to contemplate wiping off my brush, and so far I really, other than scraping it off on the edge, I really haven't wiped it off. I might want to add some more Frozen. I really like the way that color looks. I like the way they don't really blend with each other. I don't know what that is. But both of those things on my tweezer want to go away. So now, do I put some black in my dish? I think that's what's going to happen. I'm just going to run that right down the edge. Uncover paint occasionally. Add it somewhere else. am a little afraid of getting muddy, but yesterday I proved to myself that it was possible to reuse the colors over and over again, as long as they're, I guess, the right colors. So I am definitely going to suggest that you use the same colors I am. And there's a certain pressure, there's a certain amount of pressure that you can add. And if it's too much, it's going to drag down to canvas. But if it's right, it'll cover the canvas texture up, which is, I think, what a lot of people want, including me. Now that's pretty cool, but I'm not done yet. But I did get to start. I did get to cover my canvas. I want to straighten out some of my crooked strokes though, and wipe off my brush, and leave a few marks behind maybe. Before I get too involved, I want to put some black on. Now the canvases I mentioned yesterday, that was video 9920, by the way, and I did mention yesterday. What did I mention yesterday? Good question. Completely lost my train of thought when I was trying to straighten out my marks. I'm actually really enjoying this. Just dipping in and sliding along, leaving a texture behind. And if you find a spot you want to, take a larger, make a larger gap out of, you'll often dig down and find the color that was original to that spot, like that. I just exposed the pink and the orange there, which I can use in another spot if I want to, so long as I'm brave. I kind of want to put some yellow in. I'm not sure how it's going to work, so that might be a really interesting experiment. I want to scrape off my brush. I'm getting a very bronzy color in there. Now you're going to get a much finer mark and dig way down to canvas if you right your blade straight up and down. Which in this case may or may not be actually straight. But it's still a very cool effect. And I really want to do the black I've been threatening. But I love exposing the residual color from underneath. I gotta check every once in a while, see if I've gathered too much paint on my blade. And if I make too big of a pile, I'm going to have an issue with backfill. It's going to melt back into the gap. I should use the smaller blade. I'm really ready for a bit of a change. Now if you feel bad for even for a moment about the white, you can always pre-prime your canvas. I'm not feeling too bad about any of that. I do have a spot I wouldn't mind putting some paint on, and I have paint to put on. And I don't mind if it's a little mucky, because it's got magenta in it. I gotta wipe off my brush. first on the sponge, then on the paper towel. I'm going to grab my yellow orange and see what I can do with that. Turning it the right way is not a bad idea. I'm going to turn that around so I make it even easier on myself. So far that's not hurting anything. We always appreciate that. Sometimes an anomalous color just makes everything pop. And they remind me of jewels. I will have to wipe off my brush. I definitely want to use some white before it's too late. I don't know about that. I don't really like that one. Well, it is what it is. We'll wipe it off. And drag it up. So, white or black next? I think the black, actually. I'm going to use a medium-sized brush. Put paint on both sides. And just go for it. Got a drop in the middle that's making an interesting shape. Sorry, I'm quiet, I'm focused. Looking for areas I might want to distract the eye. I might want to wipe off my brush at some point in time too. I also might want a smaller brush. Which is handy, and the paint is still wet on it. Alright, I've got a nail art tool that I think is handy somewhere here. Hopefully. So my brushes are clean. And I've got some white, and I'm thinking about the gold. Not sure where the white is going to go yet. But wherever it is, it's not going to hurt anything. Pretty sure. I also thought about some dancing fuchsia. Sort of just because I can. But I'm very close to being done no matter what. Unless I do what I did yesterday, which was add some drops of paint Is it even open? Whoa. That was interesting. I guess we're going to have some gold right there. I don't know if you saw that drop or not. But it's not a bad thing in the long run, or even in the short run, to have an accident, because that gives you cause to be experimental. Well, it's either the Frozen or the Dancing Fuchsia, or both. And I'm going to take my chances as long as it's still open. Nope, that's the ginger flower. Looks like I haven't even used any Dancing Fuchsia. I kind of think I have though. Hopefully I don't forget where my spots are. I'm going to go for the Frozen right now too. And I am just picking randomly. I may have an instinctual color sense, but I kind of feel like if you stick with the colors that you love, things will work out. So far so good. That one black line is kind of bugging me. So I'm either going to make it bigger or make it disappear, or add texture. I think I'm going to take some of my Frozen, put it right here. Some of my residual Dancing Fuchsia right there, and I am almost done. If I've forgotten something, I'm going to have to remember it very quickly if I'm going to change anything now. Kind of feel like I need some more black though, now that I step back for a second. We'll start with that. And wipe off my tool so I have a clean-ish stroke. Well, it's different than yesterday, that's for sure. And I'm not complaining. Yesterday was fun because it was so loose. I really do like this. Gonna have to call it good. I'm running low on time. I'm so close. I just stuck my finger in the painting too. They seem to remind me of cityscapes, and I'm not the only one. That got a little funky. I'm still having too much fun to stop. And I see I missed a spot of dancing fuchsia, which I'm going to fix right now as soon as I wipe that off. There, outside of that one little, I think I'm going to use a nail art tool. Call it good. I think that's it. We're pretty close to being it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the compliments that keep my morale boosted. Thank you for the donations that help keep me painting. Please give me a thumbs up. Thank you for sharing my videos. I really appreciate you guys being here. If you watch longer or watch some of the commercials or make a comment, those things are all super helpful to me. My creative playlists are on my YouTube channel. And if you go to my YouTube channel banner, you'll find the PayPal icon. Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter links on my link tree. My community board will show you tomorrow's videos. If you have questions or you want the paint pouring recipe, ask me questions, it will. The paint pouring recipe is below Show More. When you click Show More, you're going to find my email address. Thank you for everything. Shop my Amazon link, please. You can buy anything you want from there. And my 2 books are there, Because I Can and Unlimited Possibilities, volumes 1 and 2. Thank you again for being here. I love you guys dearly. You inspire the heck out of me. Bye for now. Priscilla out.